Hi everyone, it's fall, and if you love fall foliage as much as I do, you might want to consider this beautiful tree that I have next to me here. So I'm Lisa with Down to Earth Gardening and Design, and I love bringing you my favorite plants, shrubs, and trees because let's face it, there's so many beautiful things when you go to the nursery. It gets a little overwhelming. There's lots of options for you to bring home and plant in your own yards. But I want to give you some of my favorites, and I think you're really going to love this one because it kind of flips the calendar on its head. So this is a Japanese maple, and it is called Bloodgood. It is a dwarf tree. And I want to tell you a little bit more about it and why it's one of my favorites. And then just talk about how it can give you appeal and some fall foliage color all season long. So I'm going to talk about what it looks like in each season because you're getting to see it in the fall right now, but it actually keeps its burgundy foliage all season long. So it has tons of seasonal appeal. So it makes it a winner. And if you have a small yard or a small budget, I would highly recommend planting this tree because you are going to get a lot out of it. So also in today's video, we're going to talk about care because this is also a very easy care tree. And then I want to talk about design because I love design. I'm a garden designer. So we're going to talk a little bit about where it would be appropriate and look its best and even what to plant with it. And at the end of the video, I want to give you a hot tip for when you're shopping for this little tree. So I actually have a couple for you. Okay, so let's talk about why it's my favorite. So this is a dwarf tree, which is very desirable in garden landscapes. So that means that it gets to be only about 20 feet tall and wide. I would give it about 25 feet tall and wide just to be a little extra careful with this. And as you can see right now, that this one here is probably about 20. It's about 10 years old. I actually have moved it one time and it's done beautifully. So I absolutely love it because it not only has a ton of texture and seasonal appeal, but you just really have to have a close-up of the foliage. So beautiful texture, but what I really love about it is the smoky burgundy color. So that's its main feature. And I think it's wonderful that you can plant something and have the fall foliage from spring, summer, fall, and then have some added interest with some other features of this tree. Okay, so let's talk about seasons. So in the spring, this little tree will start off throwing out its leaves and they're going to be burgundy from the get-go. So I'm in plant hardiness zone 6B, by the way. This tree is appropriate for zones 5 through 8. So after the winter's done and in the spring, when it starts to throw out some leaves, they will be a really beautiful burgundy color. Now that's pretty wonderful to see after a long gray winter here. And then in the summer, they're going to get a little bit richer. They are really vibrant, and you can still see here how they look with the sun shining through them. So they're almost iridescent. So they're going to hold that beautiful color all summer long. Now, in the fall, they do toughen up a little bit, so they will get a little more leathery if you touch the leaves. And you can see that the sheen, they're a little glossier in the fall. And in the fall, when the fall hits and the cooler weather hits, they're still going to hold their leaves for about 4 to 6 weeks. Now, in the winter, they are going to lose the leaves, but you're still going to have this beautiful canopy, so it's more rounded, and you're going to have some burgundy new growth that you can see. And that's pretty beautiful in the gray winters and with the white snow sitting on the tree. But it also has some beautiful bark. So the bark is a brownish gray and it's a little bit shiny. So also really stunning in the winter months. So there you have it. That's going to bring you through 4 seasons. And there really aren't a lot of plants, shrubs, trees that are going to be this beautiful all year long. So like I said, a lot of bang for your buck. Now, as far as its sun requirements, I have this one here in morning sun. So I would say part sun is better for it. And if you live closer to zone 8, you might want to give it a little more shade, especially afternoon shade. But what I do want to mention about the shade is the leaves won't be as vibrant and burgundy. They're going to lean a little bit more towards green if it's in a little more shade. So as far as care, very easy care, minimal pruning. Now, if you want to keep it a little bit smaller, you absolutely can by doing some regular pruning. But this tree here, I will just kind of shape the bottom up a little bit because I like to see the branches and the structure of it a little bit more. So just clean it up underneath. Pretty drought tolerant once it gets established. I do like to give it a little more water in the spring, so just to give it a good start. But that's pretty much it. We've had a pretty dry summer here in Connecticut this year, and it's still done really fabulous. I do not have any irrigation on this side of the yard, so I'm really loving this tree. So now what I will say about fall and care is that you don't want to do too much to it in the fall. So you can do a very light pruning, but make sure you do it before it gets too late into the fall because the tree is going into dormancy and we don't really want to shock it too much. So I do a little bit of preventative pruning. So if there's some heavier branches, I'll take them off so the weight of the snow doesn't break them, because when that happens, it can damage the shape of the tree and we just don't have as much control over where that cut is. But you want to do your main pruning in the springtime. And again, it should be pretty minimal. So at that time, you just want to think about shaping it and then a little bit about health and the branches not getting too heavy. Now, I want to talk about design, and there's a lot of applications for this beautiful dwarf tree. Now, what I do want to say is because it is dwarf, it has a lower understory. So I have used this tree in some municipal projects and around some patios, but the thing that you have to know is the clearance underneath is you don't have as much height to it. So you can, of course, shape it up a little bit, but I don't like to do that too much because I love to see the natural growth in plants. But you could use it in a Japanese garden. You could use it in your foundation planting like I have here. It's on the corner of the house. I love how it softens the corner and it's not going to overwhelm the house because it's a dwarf variety. I can see it from my upper porch, which is really lovely to see the beautiful burgundy foliage and then some birds in this little tree. And I just think it really anchors the corner having this dwarf tree. But you can also use it as a specimen pretty much anywhere. So there is so many options for where you can plant it, but I do want to talk briefly about companion plants or what you can plant it with. So when you have burgundy foliage, you want this to be the shining star, right? So you don't want too many other things that will take away from it or compete with it. So this little tree looks fabulous with grasses. Or you can use some other green foliage. I have this Pieris japonica here. This is Dorothy Wyckoff, so it'll have a pink flower. So in the spring, the pink flowers look really beautiful with the burgundy. And then the rest of the year, I have the green foliage. And then I have it here with my Bobo hydrangea. So also some gorgeous mauve colors that really complement the little tree. So those are just some ideas for you just to complement and really have your little maple shine. Now, I want to talk about shopping and purchasing one of these beauties. So I have a couple of hot tips for you. So number one is if you get an established tree to bring home, it's going to be a little pricier. So this is a very desirable tree and nurseries get quite a lot for them. So you can start with a smaller specimen, and that's okay because in the right conditions, this tree will put on 1 to 2 feet a year. So I started with, I believe it was a 10 or 15 gallon size tree. And again, this is 10 years growth. So that is pretty darn good. And number two, and this is really a hot tip, and I want to stress this one, is you can either buy a single stem, so it'll have a single trunk, and sometimes those are called standards, tree standards, and those are really lovely, but my preference is a multi-stem specimen, and that is what I have here. Now, these are really beautiful, and they add a little bit extra in the landscape because I like to see the trunk system. Remember, I will be pruning this up a little bit so you can see it better, but also when it loses its leaves in the winter, that's part of how you get that winter appeal is by having that multi-stem beautiful structure. Pretty great, right? So I'm so happy to bring this one to you because again, I think it is such a winner and it gives you such bang for your buck. And if you love fall foliage as much as me, then you're going to love this one. So if anyone tries to tell you that fall color is very short-lived, you can show off your Japanese Bloodgood maple because that is not always the case. So I really hope you enjoyed our plant profile today. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below and subscribe to our channel because we have a lot more gardening videos coming your way.